I think I want to do as well as I like Deadly Reach, but I think I'm going to go back to Fists of Thunder because I like the speed. Of course, this is an active choice I can make because again, in here, in the beta, in normal, not taking a lot of damage, I don't really need to worry about being hit, having to heal myself, or needing to keep that range away from the enemy. Later on, I might seriously have to consider it. Now, I did put in my feed, linked on my Facebook as well, Blizzard put out a video about how you will die in later difficulty levels, and I wanted to repost that because I think it's a very it's something that really needs to be looked at, and a lot of people have pointed out, and it is true, the footage in the video itself, even the content where where they're talking, is old BlizzCon footage, and when you look at it, you can easily tell. Look at the UI. The buttons are circular where they're square now. So yes, it is old footage, but I don't think the message is any less important. A lot of people, again, and I've constantly stressed beta, normal, easy. But that's because there are people out there that are looking at the beta as the be-all, end-all. This is the way the game's going to be throughout all levels.
Stay back! Back! May this wedge go! The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
So, I think it's very important to just remind people that there's so much more of the game we haven't seen. I don't know if it's going to be quite as hard as they say it's going to be, where they've wiped on bosses over and over and over again in the group. I mean, it could be, maybe an Inferno. But I imagine it will be more difficult than people are, afraid of. This is why they are adding the Inferno difficulty to begin with.
Oh, thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
It was not your time, old man. Come, Leah is waiting for you.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I fear the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found.
I like classes with combo abilities like this. I did like the idea of the Assassin in Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Because the ability to just put out there, get charges of an ability and then use a finishing move. I liked it, I just didn't get quite good at it, so I consequently, never really played it that much that way. Always focused on the range and the magical characters.
Business is atrocious. It must be the end times and people won't even drown their sorrows in drink.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
Time runs short. Tell me what you know of the fallen star.
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Nonetheless, the Skeleton King bars my path to the fallen star.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah, you should not
Right, more
dismiss
fist
the
weapons.
signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The soccer room tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodic scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies. The prophecy of the end days says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
Alright, I am going to lose my +1 to experience here, but I was able to craft these really nice fist weapons here, both of which give plus to dexterity, so my damage is going to go up quite a bit. Looking at +5 dex, +8 dex. This one has an increased attack speed, this one giving damage health converted to life, so even though I'm not taking a lot of damage now, I'm pretty sure I won't have to worry about that. There we go. Still salvaging items, because now that my monk, or not monk, my okay, I can say monk, then I say barbarian. My apologies for tripping over my own words. My blacksmith has basically hit the maximum level he can, so I don't really need the gold so much anymore. But I do need the materials to continue making weapons for other playthroughs.
Blacksmith, Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is regrettable, but it must be done. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
How can you kill your own wife? Very simple. Let me show you how punches and kicks can be used. Ooh, nice glowing effects.
I'm sorry.
This must be done.
We got a decent attack speed going on here, doing about 10 to 12 damage on that. 33 on Lash Tail Kick, very nice.
My love, forgive me.
Hedrig, help me.
I don't have enough spirit. My understanding grows.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
As it happens, I am looking for King Leoric's crown. Perhaps you know of it.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
So we get a new skill slot and a mobility ability to spend it on 15 spirit, quickly dash and strike an enemy. Quickly dash at the target an enemy or location, dealing 160% weapon damage and rooting the target for 1 second. So my mobility is going to increase, and I'm going to do, not a lot, 160, more than my generators, of course. Less than Lash Tail Kick, but that's perfectly fine. So it's a nice mix, and it roots them in place, so I can dash in, hit them, and probably dash out. Which is quite nice. I could combine that with Deadly Reach, probably. Let's go ahead and put it on, see how it is. This was one I saw in a video that was one of the reasons why I was kind of interested in the monk. Because it has a very nice quick movement strike there. It's not quite vault, obviously, not quite leap. But you can get in, hit, get out. And it's only 15 spirit. So half that of Lash Tail Kick. Let's actually get in there on an opponent. Looks like it actually goes a lot further once you actually have a target. So you'll notice if I do here, if I click at the far end of my screen, I only go about, doesn't even look like half the distance, so What I want to do is I want to find me a target, get at the edge of the screen, and just see how far he'll go. There we go. Yeah, that was definitely further. Wasn't full screen though, because they were moving in. Whoa! Okay, that casket just came right out of the ground. I've not had that happen before. Okay, let's do this. They are now at the far corner of my screen. Get a little closer here so I can target one. Still can't target. There we go. Really? Still? Okay. Here we are. So there you have it. You can't dash away very quickly without a target. But if you do have a target, you get in there very quick. Oh, 25% attack speed. This I gotta see. That is fast. Okay, I think I've fallen in love. There is no cooldown on Dashing Strike, and I can just move around the battlefield with ease. Oh sure, we may not be able to take a hit like a barbarian, but we can move. I like it. Apparently logs do not count as a target viable. That's fine. It's probably the same reason that I can't get spirit off of it. I like that. If I've got a monster that wants to stay at range, like a caster, I think I could use that to quickly get to him, and then quickly scoot out to the mobs that are nearby him, to keep from getting overwhelmed. I see great potential here. See, looking at all the skills that these classes have, I think every class has some kind of potential. Move in there, lash tail kick him, but I miss him with my charge. You know, I look at all the classes, and their toolboxes have amazing potential on every single class I've played so far. So I'm, as much as the Witch Doctor may not be the class I've been the most interested in, I look forward to seeing what he'll have in his toolbox. What can the Witch Doctor do that will surprise me and make me see the synergy? But even the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter, as you saw, I kind of complained about the damage the Demon Hunter was doing, but I could see a lot of great potential in the abilities that the Demon Hunter had. How well they can work together, and possibly even work with other characters fighting by your side. Here in the Monk, I can already see certain abilities and how they could go together, even though I've only looked at a handful. Got that lash tail kick and then follow it up with the charge. That's pretty lethal. Or vice versa. Charge in and kick. So not only can you get in there quickly on an enemy, but you put them in place for a brief second. Now, I don't intend to PvP, but I have said how some skills I could see being useful in PvP. And that's another one, you know, if you've got a range class like Demon Hunter, Wizard, Witch Doctor, you know, one of those guys coming at, hitting you from range, it'll allow you to get up to them real quick and keep them from escaping for a moment. It appears the dash does have some limitations, though. If there's anything in the way, you will hit what's in your path rather than your target.
This fight is over.
Decayed Fallen Shamans. Make that message go away. Okay, there was another path, 2 paths up that way. It looks like a couple down here. So let's go down first since we're closer. Alright, there's level 2. Let's go ahead and explore some more because thankfully they've added those stones that will allow you to get out of dungeons quickly. So I can just explore this and then go back down, and then I don't have to worry about ever coming back in. I was very excited about this class. When it was first announced, it looked interesting. I didn't quite get the potential or know how much I would like it until, again, as I said, I watched 4 Strategy Gaming's videos and I watched him use some of the abilities, and I just said to myself, that's an amazing toolbox. He has a lot of potential, a lot of things he can use as a melee character, and I liked his combination abilities. And now that I finally actually get to try it out myself, I'm not disappointed at all, really. I won't lie, slightly disappointed in the Demon Hunter after I had heard they revamped it and changed it for the better. Which is, it looks like it is better than it was, but it's still not quite there. But I do have faith. I have faith that Blizzard will do the right thing by the classes and make them all very useful, no matter who you want to be. After all, it would not be a good business decision to make it bad, would it? I mentioned it last time I was in this Den of the Fallen. I really like that feeling of going through a dungeon and finding a chest at the end. It really brings back memories of Diablo 2. And one of my favorite things to do is just hunting in those dungeons, finding every single one of those little dungeons I could. And I get chain frozen. But I'm now level 7. Cyclone Strike. Let's look. I think I want to keep dashing. Is the spirit? 75 spirit. Well, they're getting expensive, aren't they? Hold on. 20, 30, 10. 100 spirit for Wave of Light. My goodness. 50 spirit for 7-sided. So they're starting to get expensive. So hopefully you might get more spirit down the line or better spirit generation. As of right now, it doesn't feel too bad, but I can see with these costs, it might be. I might end up getting a lot more, where you're going to need a lot more resources. Which honestly, is something I didn't talk about when I was going over the weapon speeds. When I was talking in the Barbarian videos. Faster weapon speed obviously means faster regeneration of your resources as well. Depending upon your class, obviously. Wizard, that's not going to affect because he has a set regeneration, but Barbarian and Monks are going to really be affected by weapon speed for getting their resources back. So let's see what we get here. Magical Force pulls nearby enemies towards you and blasts them. Pull all enemies within 24 yards towards you, followed by a furious blast of energy that deals 275 weapon as holy. So we've definitely, even though it's highly expensive, the damage on it is up there. It's going to be more than Lash Tail Kick. So we're going to go ahead and replace Lash Tail Kick with it. See what it does. Oh, come on, teleport away. Make me chase you. Thank you. Alright, let's see. I did get, looks like a wrist. I'm going to put that on. Oh, I can use my experience wrist from my level. Very good. So I put that on now. A better chest piece with experience gain on it. There we go, very nice. Can't use this until I hit level 8. What about this other bow that I got? 2 to 4 lightning damage. I see it has protection listed on it. And I lose protection. Ah, of course, because of dexterity. If I lose the dexterity, I would lose the dodge percentage I get. Okay, some of my items were dexterity items as well, as you see dex on that. So that's looking good. What I want to do is I want to kind of equip this because the obviously you can see it's the only monk only weapon, and it's two-handed. Go ahead and put that on. Very nice looking. Kind of like the look of that staff on his back as he's punching and kicking. As you can see, it definitely lowers my attack speed. I want to see what it looks like when he swings it. Interesting, you know, they've got attack animations for it. Even see that, even kicked. But you're never really going to see it. That's kind of... I almost hate to say it, that's a little disappointing, honestly, that you don't get to see it. I mean, I'm not disappointed in the skills of the class or how it plays. It's just a shame they put, you know, work into that you're never going to see. I mean, if they never put those animations into it, I mean, they obviously have to be there in case you don't have any resources or don't have any resource generators, but how many people are actually going to see that? Alright, let's get out of here. One thing I want to try, because I did see someone mention it on the forums, was you've got this ability Cyclone that pulls things in, but then you could use something like Lash Tail Kick to knock them right back again. Alright, let's try this. Let's see how it works.
Not enough spirit.
Pulled them right in there.
The blacksmith apprentice is dead. I should tell Hadric when next we meet.
I have to have full spirit in order to do it more than once. It's not bad. It brings him right in. It does decent damage. As it is AoE. I mean, 275 in an AoE it's pretty high. I mean, the cost is obviously the offset, because obviously AoE abilities should not, normally, under normal circumstances, AoE should not do more damage than single target. And the only reason why you can get away with that one is because you can only do it twice if you have full spirit, and it is a spirit spender, which makes it break the rules just a tiny bit. For example, if it was a generator and it did AoE damage higher than single target, then there'd be no point of using the single target generator. Unless they did something special like this where the attack speed was higher so your generation was higher. You know, there are ways to break these rules. They're not hard and fast. They're more of a guideline, really. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. It's interesting, but with its high cost, I could dish out a lot more damage just by attacking, it feels like. Of course, who's to say that maybe it might not improve, you know? Because there are runes that we don't have that I can't change their abilities yet. Eventually, you'll be able to get items that will just completely change how these abilities work. I could get rune stones that reduce the spirit cost of my abilities. Of course, usually when you reduce the spirit cost, well, no, you don't actually reduce the damage. They seem to make it so that everything's a buff. You don't get nerfed. However, you won't get as big of an increase as, say, as other runes. So,
A vicious strike.
there are ways to balance it. But what I've seen is from the runestones that they put out there on the pages, they didn't want to make any of the runestones reduce damage in any capacity. It's always increased. Even if the increases for some are not as high as the others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try this real quick just to see the AoE potential of it. I'll probably end up going back to just Lash Tail and the dash. It is good damage, I'll give it that. I'm able to pull them in and just take them out. And I'm using 2 one-handers. I really don't know, I hate to say it, for an ability like that, where it's one massive hit. Because it has no cooldown, it probably does one weapon to the other if I were to use it twice. But you think about abilities with big cooldowns, 15-second cooldowns and whatnot, it would really seem like those abilities are only going to use your main hand damage. So giant cooldown abilities do suffer a little bit from not having a two-handed weapon on it. But on the bright side, again, because I'm using 2 weapons, even though the damage of the ability might be brought down a little bit, I can use it more quickly than if I were using a 2-handed weapon, just because here I am just hitting so fast. There goes my spirit, just increasing at a steady pace. There is good AoE potential in that. It's just hard to really do it right now with the base skills because of their cost. So I will go ahead and put back on the Dashing Strike because I just really like that ability. I tend to like abilities that work off of mobility. I think they're more interesting. They're very active skills. That, and I like stylish, you know. I like games like Devil May Cry, Sengoku Basara, at least Sengoku Basara 3. You know, games that let you be flashy, let you hit the opponent hard and do it with as much style as you possibly can. I like grandiose, over-the-top moves. Let's face it, that's what Devil May Cry is all about. Alright, dead to you, dead to you. Strike, kick. Kame! That's what we need. We need a monk to have this giant beam of energy that he can just shoot out and decimate a planet with. Why the hell not, right? Wouldn't be overpowered in PvP. Not at all. Why do you ask? .7, 11.8. Ha ha ha. This magic Diablo is theoretically more damage than my 2 one-handers, but I can foresee it not being as good just because of the lack of dexterity. 2 to 4 lightning damage. So 19.76. Let's put those here. 17.24. So about 2 DPS less, and I'm pretty sure that's basically just the dexterity on that that's causing that. Alright, thankfully we are coming up on a port here. Yeah, it looks like I need to have a actual path to use that strike. So what it looks like I'm probably going to do here is we are going to get to the crypts, and we are going to probably end it there for now. Gives me a chance to clear my inventory and some things taken care of. I will get this uploaded to YouTube as quickly as possible. I'm just going to see if I can't find the rare monster that hangs around the cemetery. I've only seen him once or twice. I'm really surprised I haven't seen him more often. See, this would be a perfect time to have Deadly Reach, but I do not has. Okay, when I get back to town here, it looks like I'm going to level and get a new skill, so we'll take a quick look at that before I go out, and we'll probably get some footage of it on the next update here.
I bring grim tidings. Your apprentice is dead.
Fool boy. Hope for the worst and you will not be disappointed. Thank you for the news.
Oh, apparently not. That's right, I need the crown for him, but I could actually update him on his apprentice. That's kind of nice. Okay, well, you'll see, you learn something new every day. Alright, well, this has been Kagekaze, playing on Young, the Monk. I thank you for watching. Please thumb up if you like, leave comments if you have suggestions or questions. I'll try and answer them as I see them.